Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the New York City Retirement Systems Common Investment Meeting for November 19th, 2018. We are going to start by calling the rolls. So let's start with NYSERS. Karen, could you please call the roll?
Mayor's office.
John Adler, present.
Controller's office.
David Jetter for Controller Scott Stringer.
Public editor's office. Borough President Manhattan. Borough President Brooklyn. Borough President Bronx.
Present. I'm sorry, Mirtha Camille Savio for Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz.
Borough President Keynes. Borough President Staten Island.
Isaac Gordetsky for Borough President James Otto.
International Brotherhood of Teamsters.
Ruben Torres for Gregory Floyd, Teamsters.
Transport Workers Union.
Dave Katzman for TW Local 100 President Tony Utano.
District Council 37.
Raymond Santander for Henry Garrido.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Karen. Next, teachers. Who's calling the roll over there?
Patricia.
Patricia, thank you. I couldn't see down all that way. Patricia, would you please call the roll?
John Adler,
Present.
Thomas Brown. Here. David Kazansky. Present. Lindsay Oates.
Present.
Deborah Penny.
Present.
Susanna Vickers.
John Dorsa for Control Stringer.
We have a quorum.
Thank
We have
you.
a quorum.
Thank you, Patricia. Next, police. Kevin? Okay.
Good morning. Representing the PBA. DEA,
Michael Palladino, DEA.
SBA,
Anthony Browley.
CEA,
Chris Monahan, designee Roy Richter, CEA.
representing the mayor,
John Adler, representing Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Commissioner of Finance,
Shuman Ray representing Commissioner Jakagia.
Controller,
John Dorsa, designee for Control Scott Stringer.
LBA.
Lou Turco, LBA.
Sorry about that, Lou. And the police commissioner.
Stephanie Zimberg for Police Commissioner O'Neill.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Kevin. Fire, Mr. Dunn.
Good morning, John.
Good morning.
For the mayor? Okay, for Controller Scott Stringer.
John Dorsa, designee for Control Scott Stringer.
For Commissioner of Finance.
Phil Dukes, designee for Commissioner Jacques Gia.
For the UFA, Mr. Gerard Fitzgerald.
Leroy McGinnis with Gerard Fitzgerald's proxy.
Mr. Leroy McGinnis.
Present.
Mr. Edward Brown.
Here.
Mr. John Kelly.
Present.
And Mr. Peter DeVita. And just for everyone's knowledge, Peter had a baby last night, Eddie? Was that? So I think we'll put this under excused absence. For the UFOA, Mr. Jack Kelty.
Here.
Mr. Liam Guilfoyle.
Here.
Mr. Paul Mannix. Here. And for Commissioner Dan Nigro,
Cynthia Collins with Terrell Brown's proxy.
we have a quorum.
Thank you, Pat. Burrs, Mr. Rich.
Morning, Mr. Adler.
Morning.
We're represented today by our co-chair, Lindsay Oates, CFO of the Department of Education. And without a quorum, we will administer this business at our next board meeting, November 28th, Long Island City.
Thank you, Sandy. Okay, that's the roll calls. Before we go further, I'd just like to formally introduce Lindsay Oates, who is co-chair of the Burrs Board, as Sandy just said, and also the PEP representative to the TRS Board. Welcome, Lindsay. And then I'd like to ask Sam Rumley to make an introduction for the Office of the Actuary.
Yes, good morning. I'd like to introduce a colleague of mine that works in the Fiscal Note Division at the Office of the Actuary. This is Greg Zelikoski. And Greg will be attending these meetings when the Chief Actuary, Sherry Chan, will not be able to attend. This is in line with her envision of succession planning for the Office of the Actuary, as well as professional staff development, and also for the board's benefit of having a familiar face and continuity to seeing someone.
Thank you, Sam, and welcome, Greg. Okay, then I would ask we'd like to add one item to the agenda, which is a proxy matter that Mike Garland from the Controller's Office sent an email to the trustees about late in the day on Friday. So I just want to, we would add this to executive session because it concerns a specific company. So I just want to make sure there's unanimous consent with adding that item to the agenda. We would have a presentation up here and then vote on it in our respective caucuses. Any objections to that? Okay, seeing none, that's added to the agenda. Then I just want to inform everyone that the December SIM will be on Monday, December 17th, and that's to accommodate people's schedules in advance of the Christmas holiday, just as this SIM was shifted to accommodate the Thanksgiving holiday. Okay, that's just a note of information. Okay, and with that, I think motions to enter executive session will be in order. So let's start at the Fire Board. Is there a motion to enter executive session at Fire?
Motion to enter executive session.
Thank you, Mr. McGinnis. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to enter executive session at Fire, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, at Police, is there a motion to enter executive session at Police? Motion to enter executive session. Thank you, Juan. Is there a second? Thank you. Chris, any discussion? All in favor of the motion to enter executive session at Police, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, at Teachers, is there a motion to enter executive session? Thank you, Mr. Kazansky. Is there a second? Second. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to enter executive session at Police, at Teachers, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Please say no, nay. Any, I'm losing it here. Any abstentions? Any abstentions? Okay, hearing none, the motion passes at Teachers. And NYSERS, is there a motion to enter executive session at
So
NYSERS?
moved.
Thank you, Mr. Katzman. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Camille Sabio. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to enter executive session at Teachers, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries at NYSERS. We are now in executive session at all the boards. Can members of the public and the media please leave the room?
During the executive session, the board discussed various investment matters, review personnel decisions, and make decisions about which candidates to hire. We now need a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, the meeting is adjourned.
We're back in public session. Karen, would you please report out of executive session?
The board took the action to approve a private equity annual plan. They approved one private equity investment and two infrastructure investments, the details of which will be released upon contract. They approved the promotion of an emerging manager. They approved one shareholder proxy resolution and approved changes to the securities litigation protocol, all of which will be disclosed when appropriate.
Thank you. I believe that concludes our business for today. Is there a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Mr. Khan. Is there a second? Second. Thank you, Mr. Bonilla. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Meeting is adjourned.
During executive session, the trustees approved a private equity implementation plan, deals to be made public at the appropriate time. The trustees also heard from a manager and its consultants in the asset class of private equity. A decision was made, details to be made public at the appropriate time. And lastly, the trustees heard from managers and its consultants in the asset class of infrastructure. A decision was made, details to be made public at the appropriate time.
So with that, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Second.
There.
Okay, we adjourn.